faster, huh?
Today we have the all-new BMW 118i M Sport. This is a little bit of a controversial car because the 1 Series has always been rear-wheel drive, but for this new generation it is front-wheel drive.
Yes, and the other controversial thing is its design. Starting with the front, with its huge kidney grille. I mean, coupled with these headlights, well, the 1 Series now looks kind of surprised. I think it's a bit surprised that it's the new 1 Series.
I'm a what?
And this is the M Sport, so it comes with the bumpers, the wheels, 18 inches, and also a badge here, just to remind yourself you have an M Sport variant. And when it comes to the rest of the design, well, it looks more like a hatchback now.
Yeah, because of the front-wheel drive.
That's right.
Yeah.
And because it is front-wheel drive, it is more practical. It has more space.
So let's check out the boot.
Let's go.
The BMW 118i M Sport is priced just under $148,000. This car comes with a 1.5-litre turbocharged engine. It produces 138 brake horsepower and 220 Nm of torque. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 in 8.5 seconds. For more details on the BMW 118i or any other car, head on to sgCarMart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. Okay, before we look at the boot space, let's just look at the nice design of the sporty rear of the M Sport. Nice big exhaust and some rear diffusers, and a fake vent here. All in all, quite sporty looking, huh? So what you have behind in the BMW 118i is 380 litres of space. There's actually more space under the boot floor, and you can actually lift this up to put your stuff inside and then close it back down. But in terms of length of the boot, does it pass our anti-trolley test? No. Of course, sideways it works. And with one luggage, fits in comfortably. The car comes with knockdown rear seats, but what I don't like about it is because of the parcel shelf here, it's very hard to reach. So you kind of have to go to the sides and then run to the other side. It's quite a hassle. But once the seats are knocked down, you get 1,200 litres of space. Yeah, that's it. Let's check out the back seat. Now, in the back seat of the 118i, because of the new front-wheel drive design, BMW says that the back is supposed to get some 30mm more space. Well, as you can tell, this driving position is mine, so I'm 1.8 meters. I have still some leg room to adjust around. Headroom is still okay, but the sloping roofline just makes it feel a bit claustrophobic. Equipment-wise, there is rear aircon vents, but there's no climate control. 2 USB-C charging ports here, and ISOFIX points. And for your armrest, you get 2 cup holders. Now let's see how 3 actually fit back here. So first things first, in this new 118i is definitely more spacious than the previous generation. But that said, it's still a squeeze for 3 adults. Even with front-wheel drive, the transmission tunnel here is a little bit high and there's not much leg room for all 3 of us. So 3 adults, no. 3 kids, maybe. 2 adults, perfect. Okay, now on to our new segment in front.
Broom, broom.
So we're doing a new format again, but this is more new, old, familiar format. Instead of having one person in front reviewing the steering wheel and the infotainment system, both of us will now do it as we are driving. So starting off, the interior cabin feel, I like that there are a lot of nice soft touch material. Everything feels very well put together, you know, everything is tight and you don't get a lot of cheap feeling plastics everywhere. And BMW has this nice triangular diamond-esque pattern they call illuminated Berlin. Illuminated,
Illuminated, huh?
Does it
triangular what? Triangular-esque.
Yeah.
Illuminated.
I think it lights up at night. I am not sure.
Yeah, I think a certain section of it lights up at night. Yes,
Yeah.
you might be right about that. But it still has the same 2 screens and all that kind of stuff. It's not joined like the Mercedes, but it still has the infotainment system.
Yeah, two 10.25 inch
Yeah.
screens.
So it has, of course, your instrument cluster is all digital. And one thing I feel it's a bit cool, is that the rev counter goes the other way.
Yeah, that goes in the reverse direction.
Reverse direction. I know Aston Martin does this. I don't know if they still do. But I don't know, they're trying to be a bit quirky or something. Just have it the normal way. Why? Must go this way and that way, you know.
Yeah. It matters when you're driving, and sometimes you just want to go into manual mode, and then you want to see where your needle is, but then it's traditionally goes this way, but this one goes this way. Can be a
bit annoying, but to be honest, it's not too distracting as certain cars. I think one of the French cars, I can't remember which one, might be Peugeot or Citroën, did it, and it looked very weird.
Okay.
But this looks normal, you know,
for
some reason. So it works out.
Okay, cool.
I mean, both screens here, infotainment screen is also 10.25 inches, right?
Yeah, and it has the BMW iDrive. It's now in the seventh gen already.
Oh no.
First tell me the city, then the street and house number.
No!
Please first tell me the name of the city.
Okay. Sorry about that. I think you need to avoid saying BMW and something which sounds like hey. If you mash those words together, that's it, the whole system. But that works much better than the Mercedes. The Mercedes embark system.
They don't really catch what you are saying.
Yeah. Anyway, about usability, I think this is one of the better systems to use.
Yes, I think the iDrive is great.
Yeah, and I like that you have this rotary dial over here. And of course, if you go to certain functions, there is also a touchpad on top. So let's say if you go to navigation and you want to search something, you can type, or rather not type, you can draw what you want to... A, yes.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, and it's not like they removed any like tactile physical buttons completely for just a touchpad.
Yeah.
You still have it, it's just, you know, it's all integrated really.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, and this works very well. I mean, it understands almost any scribble that you can think of or try to do, which is great. Very nice and usable.
I like it.
Tell me the name.
Right, so new BMW 1 Series is powered by a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. It makes a very reasonable 138 brake horsepower and 220 Newton meters of torque.
Let's feel the torque.
Oh dear. That was amazing.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
There was so much talk. No, that was adequate, to be honest. I mean, this is not a performance car, so don't expect to be punched into your seat.
It's 1.5 liters. You were saying that the engine sounds very nice, right?
Yeah, I actually like it because it's 3 cylinders, so it sounds a little bit unbalanced, a little bit, has a bit of character. It sounds a bit like a Porsche. Some people are like, no, it doesn't sound like a Porsche. Well, it does, okay? Let's be honest. That kind of sort of 3 cylinders, 6 cylinders, they sound kind of unique.
Yeah, I feel that the engine is what it is. It's 1.5 liters, turbocharged, but at the end of the day, the small displacement means that you can't expect this car to be a super fun sports car.
It is.
It isn't. It's supposed to be a family hatchback.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Even
right.
though the N Sport package gives you this impression that it's going to be a very sporty and fun car to drive.
It is though, but the thing is, BMWs have always been quite nice to drive to me.
Yeah.
And my main concern when I first drove this car was, well, now it's front wheel drive. BMW has always been power to the rear wheels and six cylinders up front, and now it's 3 and it's front wheel drive. So, some enthusiasts are like, no, this is not a BMW, this is not what it should be. But 80% of BMW's customers of the 1 Series, they don't even bother whether it's front or rear wheel drive, 4-wheel drive.
They didn't even know.
They didn't even know. In fact, there is a story of some BMW 1 Series customers who put snow chains on the front wheels. or in snowing climates, in those kind of climates, because they didn't know that it was rear-wheel drive. And to be honest, the steering, the weight of the steering, I kind of like it. There is some sort of response. There's some sort of weight when you go past the center line.
Yeah. I did tell you earlier that it feels a bit twitchy for someone who, like me, who is not very used to the car. Like I have to make a lot of adjustments, but I think it's just a matter of getting used to.
Yeah, I like that though. That's one of my favorite things about driving minis, is that it's a little bit, it tramlines a little bit through undulations and stuff, but I actually do like it. And there's a bit of response when you steer.
So as always, we have will buy, won't buy, and go try. So Idris, do you have an answer?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So in 3, 2, 1, go
will
try.
Buy.
Okay, will buy. Why?
Will buy for me. Well, okay, there are a few things. First, this I think is the most affordable BMW that you can buy from Performance Motors. At 144,888, I think, for the luxury variant. And the luxury, of course, it has all the screens and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have the wheels and the bumpers and the fat steering wheel and the nice and comfy seats. But this, to me, compared to the A-Class, if I was in the market looking for these cars, this seems to be the better driver's car. And it feels more premium for some reason, because all the touch points feel more expensive, feels much better to your fingers on. Whereas the A-Class it looks stylish and all that, interior, very happening interior, smart looking. It's really a smart looking hatchback. This is a little bit, it doesn't really catch you immediately when you see it, but I really like the car. It does the job really very well.
You like the drive?
Yeah, I do like the drive actually. And if I was looking for a premium entry point, a car like a BMW or a Mercedes, we can compare to the Audi A3, but that's quite old already. This, I think, is really quite special. It has quite a bit of character, which not many cars have that these days. Okay. So for you, it's a will try.
Go try.
Go try. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, so why? Go try.
I agree with you that this is a good entry point into the premium German luxury brand scene. But I have to say that it doesn't call out to me, The finishing in here in the interior is great, as you would expect from a brand like BMW in this price range. But I guess a lot of Singaporeans are going to be like me, who is a bit more sensitive to pricing, and they'll go on to sgCarMart, and then if they see a car that's $144,000, they'll do the filter and see what else can you buy at $144,000 or maybe at $130,000. And a lot of other cars will come out. One is from BMW itself, the Active Tourer, the 2 Series. That has the same engine, I think, and it has a lot more practicality in terms of space. And if you want to move a family around, maybe you would consider that. But if you are someone who is buying the car for the sportiness, the drive, then at this price point, there's another very strong competitor for my money is the Octavia RS245. It's a totally different car because it's a fastback, whereas this is a compact hatchback. But if I were going to plonk down 140 grand for sports performance, I would be going for the RS245.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, this, like you said, is a great entry into the German luxury brand, and that's why I think people should go and try and see whether they want a car like this.
Yeah, and I think they really should, because if you're looking for the A-Class, you should try this car.
Yeah.
Because it has the features, wireless, Apple CarPlay, and it even has lane keep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It has assistance features which the Mercedes doesn't have. So do go try if you guys want to. Right? Okay.
So that was our review of the BMW 1 Series. Please like and subscribe to our channel and comment down below on whether you will buy, won't buy, or go try this one series. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.